have new product, something I've been working on for about a year. Yeah, trail door, something that's open and breezy, inspired by the soft doors of the Jeep, but you know, suitable for this truck. And this truck's doors are a bit larger than a CJ's. The construction is a 1/8 inch aluminum extrusion. There's some custom steel parts to make up handles, some 3D printed parts to make up handles, some off-the-shelf commercial trail mirrors, off-the-shelf Jeep hinges, which actually fit really nicely. There's a commercial off-the-shelf latch assembly to make them shut solid and with the correct kind of sound and feel that you'd expect from a door, especially a door on a truck like this one. And there's some steel as well in some locations for structure. The frame itself is lined with a rubber bulb seal. It's not a seal as much as it is a buffer against the paint on the truck. I didn't want to be scraping and wearing away the paint when I use the doors, so this rubber keeps the door isolated. You know, it's flexible, but actually my speaker's a little bit loose there, you can see. But the door itself has some flex, but it's a very solid assembly. It's got some diagonal structural support here. The handle's a simple affair. You know, the outside you push down to pull the door open, and on the inside you lift up on the handle to actuate the latch assembly. And that's kind of an intentional measure. You can't accidentally push down on the handle and accidentally open the door on the inside. It's, I guess you call it a safety measure if you want to. There's a catch, not a catch, but a limiter, a limit strap. If any of you have had Jeeps, you're familiar with simple fabric strap, and I repurposed the door limiter location with a tooth to hold on to it. So now the door, you know, the door can be open to a point, but it won't just, wind won't blow it open and slam it into the side of the truck. And some of you at this point either are eagle-eyed and you may have already spotted it, or you might just be wondering in general about covers. So there's Velcro. There's a actual Velcro brand. This is an extreme grade, so it's got an extreme adhesive and a more aggressive mechanical grip than just standard traditional Velcro. And it's around the perimeter and across a few key locations, and all that is towards vinyl covers for these doors. So the doors are nice, and having them off is nice in the summer, but inevitably it's going to rain and you're going to want to have something to cover your door. So I fabricated these covers, which will be part of an installation. Grendel Werks Garage. Look for it by name. But it's it's a relatively simple assembly. It's got a window sewn into it. It's got Velcro on the outside for the upper panel, and it's got Velcro around the perimeter. And this is a simple affair. It slides over the handle, gets put on the Velcro on the top, usually under the mirror. Across here. Takes a little bit of positioning, but it's not too bad. Across the bottom. And you've got a lower panel. And so obviously you can drive like this, and then you got a nice big opening. You've got a top panel. It's got a sew-in zipper upper window, and it goes on pretty much very much the same way. It comes down over the mirror. And you really do the upper corner and across the top first. And stretch it on. And then the upper panel. And so I've been driving around now for I don't know, a few weeks with it. It's really my beta test summer, if you will. From the inside, you know, it's if any of you have driven with soft doors on a Jeep, you'll recognize it, but it's a zip down window. There's 2 zippers, flap folds in, hangs there, and that pretty much sets the door up for windowless operation. As a trail door, I think it's excellent. It gives, you know, great visibility out the bottom. If you take the door off completely on the trail, which is, you know, very easy to do, and these could be stowed in the back of the truck without a lot of effort, you've got a completely, I can show you actually in the video here. So take the strap off, disconnect the 2 speaker wires, and the door comes off. So now, you know, on a trail you can be driving with no door. The other thing you have to consider is a trail mirror, because there's no more side view mirror anymore. And in a lot of places, maybe everywhere in this country, you need a side view mirror to meet road specs. You get pulled over and get a ticket if you don't have it. The doors, on the other hand, you know, they have the mirror is an integral to the door. So when you replace the soft door, the mirror is part of that. And again, there's rubber around the perimeter here, so it doesn't really risk damaging the car at all. And they're pretty light. I don't know how much they weigh. I guess maybe 20 pounds, or I don't know. I'll weigh them at some point. But, you know, that's it. And once that's on, put the limit strap back on. If you've got the speakers, which you probably will, attach those and back in business. I think that's pretty good introduction to the doors. Email me for more information, and keep your eyes out for more content as I keep working through the production and manufacture of these doors.